All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Houston Texans. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
The Texans can go first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
On the set.
45, check my 45. I'm coming.
Big grip.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And some room to work. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Greystone travel.
Check three.
Let go.
Stick looking to throw on 1st and 10. Into the hands of the tight end. This is Jordan Thomas. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where, in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Let's go.
Hey, Haywood.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll throw on 2nd down his Stick. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Let's go now. 18 Gator.
I got two. Single.
Let's go.
1st and 10, Stick. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47.
Good job.
Ready up.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
I got 83. Me.
Here's Stick looking to throw. Setting up the screen for Miller. Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
And the Bears in the nickel. No, wait, they're in the dime. 6 DBs out there on 3rd.
Could play an exotic coverage.
.45. Mike, 45. Here we go.
Snap.
Here's Stick, 3rd and long. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
At the 24-yard line.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
In your face.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Put up. 180.
Check 55. Mike.
Ran. Up.
Check.
5.
3rd and 2. Now Trubisky gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you have two.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Khalil Mack in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
They can't hang with us. Alert 3. Alert 3.
Pilot, 64, weak.
45 is the mic. Let's go, D.
Cut out.
We got to step up.
A quick throw out wide to Fuller. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
On 3rd down, it's Stick. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Khalil Mack bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I want to wait until the season's over, but he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays. Yeah. They just have not found a way to block him consistently.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. This is their third drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First down.
180.
Pick me up. Here we go. Man left, man left. 3 down. Here we go.
First down, a run with Cohen. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
A gain of 12. First down, Chicago.
No score after one on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On first down, they go right back to Cohen. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
But not a big gain with that play. But what they're doing is they're spreading the defense out, probing a little bit, and what they're hoping probably is that later in the game, they can create a matchup that they can exploit for big yardage later.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Zach Cunningham, there defensively to make that play. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. Was a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards. So many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this. You have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's what you're looking for.
Stick back to pass. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Come on, set, 50, plant.
45. Watch QB drop.
80 weapon.
QB drop. Hatch it.
Go.
Here's Stick on 1st and 10. Screenplay, Johnson. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Johnson. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 21-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. On the ground, this is Johnson. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18.
Alpha.
45's the mic. 45's the mic.
Here we go.
Stick from the gun. He's got Fuller. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Second down 6. At the Bears, 14-yard
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
36, 36.
X3, 218, chop. Ready.
From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
You got him.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
A shotgun throw for Stick. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. And it's a touchdown. Easton Stick, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are on the board first here tonight.
Well, this was a pass all the way, but he just kept buying time, didn't he? It was kind of like, wait. Oh, it's open. Time to hot-foot it and go. And, boy, was he successful.
Yeah, didn't go to the outside toward the pylon, just straight ahead, middle third of the field.
Shortest distance between 2 points. Straight line.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Drop. 180.
Yeah.
Ran, tuck.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Trubisky nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Javon Hargrave in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
And it's 3rd down. 3rd and 13.
After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long.
Hey, ball. Hey, exit.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. He's got his tight end, Burton. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Texans scoop it. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
They'll run it with Johnson. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
No gain on the play.
And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there and swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain.
Come on, baby.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Hey, zoom.
Now Stick. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
You're out. Get it.
On 2nd down, it's Johnson. A timeout here as we got a player shaken up, and that's Johnson who's down on the field. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hey, Charlie. Big grip. Big grip.
Stick looks to throw. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field. Definitely
A lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
Come on, fellas.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0, our score. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Trubisky's throw pulled in by Robinson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Move.
Hey, 4-1 Mike, 4-1 Mike. Hey, let's go.
Here's Trubisky to throw. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. J.J. Watt in there to get him. And that is now sack number 18 on the season for it. After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long.
Blue.
41 to Mike. Hey, I'm coming. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. And he fires one that's intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Come on, set. 10 Lobo.
45. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field.
61. Matchbox lights.
Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike.
Hit it.
Throw left side complete. It's Fuller. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
3rd and 8.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter.
Here we go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because
weaving through traffic, and now he's free. The 20, 10, touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen with touchdown number 23 here on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point safely through, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Ready.
Again, it's Miller. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts us down to a 3rd and about 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down.
6-6, bullet, go.
Out of the pistol look, it's Miller. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Here comes Cohen. 12 yards on the return that time, and the Bears take over.
At their own 26-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Alert! Kill! Alert!
Whip! Watch the whip!
Again, it's Cohen.
Big stop, let's go!
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And looking at Houston defensively, they've got a dime set. 6 DBs on third.
Go! Alert! Switch! Slam! Undercrunch!
He's crashing. He's checking crash. Alert flare.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. Finding Gabriel complete. And he's going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. A gain of 22.
First down, Bears.
Get up! 180!
21 Mike. Here we go, D.
On first down, Cohen. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From just shy of midfield, Trubisky. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one good for 26 and a first down.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Get up! 180!
Check 41.
You gonna see me in your nightmare! You gonna see me in your nightmare!
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. On second down now. It's Cohen, and not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Now Trubisky. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now fourth down.
I like this effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. The kick by Pinheiro is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Ready, set.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
The play began back at the 23, and they pick up 23.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10.
Check. 22-jet bomber. 22-jet bomber. Now.
Stick looking to throw on first and 10. Now they go screen. It's complete. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Down. 70. Indy.
Rip left. Rip left.
Fire.
A shotgun handoff now to Miller. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Brixton, travel.
Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Woo! Let's get it.
Out of the gun now on third down. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Khalil Mack. Make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. Here's Brian Anger now. He's been terrific so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. That's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. A huge play there for Chicago. 51 yards.
First and goal, Chicago.
180.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on first and goal. Here's Trubisky. Escapes the sack. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on first and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
They'll try again on second and goal after going backwards to the 12.
Hey, Echo.
Now it's Trubisky. Yeah, that's caught for a Bear touchdown. It's the tight end, Trey Burton. Trey Burton. 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears have taken the lead. The point after is good. And that makes it a 17-10 score. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, baby.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Under 10.
They keep it with Miller on first down. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
On the ready.
45's the mic. Check. 45's the mic. Hey, here we go.
On 2nd and 7. Stick. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra play.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Leonard Floyd in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the air.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down. Trubisky now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10.
80 weapons.
This is Grant. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Bradley Roby, the cornerback, there to make the stop. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
They go back to Grant. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. 30, 10, touchdown, Chicago. Corey Grant with touchdown number 8 on the year. As the Bears push further out in front. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Go, boy, let's go. Let's go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
58's the mic.
Ready?
1st and 10, Stick. gets it to Thomas. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Stick looking to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. It was Roquan Smith who got his big hand in there to knock it away.
And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there. But they were in zone defense. And what are the advantages of being in zone? Eyes and reaction. Eyes meaning all eyes are on the quarterback and able to react when he throws the football and rally to that spot. And that's exactly what happened there. Able to get there and knock it away.
The Texans on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever.
Slam, slam.
Hey, Haywood.
58's the mic. 58's the mic.
Protein spill.
SOS, SOS, SOS.
Snap.
Here's Stick, 3rd and long. And he finds Stills, complete. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And now the ball's out, fumbled near midfield.
Yeah, baby! Yeah!
On the double.
58 to Mike. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy?
To throw again on 2nd down. Stick. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 33.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 15-yard line.
And the Texans, 1st down.
61, Matchbox Slight.
15-yard line.
Cut, cut.
Hey, seam 6, to go.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. They'll find Miller. That's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Hey, foxtrot.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Stick. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Eddie Jackson picks it, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
Check.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Grant. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Grant, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because We've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. This is away, and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Stick back to pass. Now a desperate. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Bears, they're now a win away from a perfect regular season as they move to 15-0. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Texans, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.